Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pokemon trainers and Pokemon fans everywhere. Today I have another interesting deck profile for you guys to play. I like to call it Warlord. That is a Wailord Wartortle deck, and the funny thing is there's not a single Wartortle in there. So Wailord. Nope, not that guy. Definitely not that guy. This guy, Wailord and Magikarp GX. He is a 300 HP beast tank of an attacker tag team GX. Let's take a look at this card and a little bit more about what Pokemon we're running, what trainer cards we're running, and what strategies to use to optimize this deck. I am not gonna say that this deck is competitively viable, but it's something definitely fun to give a shot on PTCGO or just your trading card game with your friends. So let's dive into this. Alright, starting off with the Pokemon lineup. As usual, let's start with our primary attacker, the beautiful full art Magikarp and Wailord-GX. 300 HP, water type tag team, super splash. For 5 water energies, you do 180 damage to one Pokemon. Straightforward. Getting those 5 energies on him is going to take a little bit of time though. But hopefully this deck will provide that acceleration that we're looking for. 1 water plus 7 extra water energies. That's a total of 8 water energies. Lets you do Towering Splash GX. Which is what we want to do. This is the attack that we want to pull off as soon as possible when your opponent has 3 or 4 or 5 bench Pokemon. So if this Pokemon has at least 7 extra water energy attached to it, in addition to this attack's cost, so the 1 plus 7, 8 energy, remember that, don't try to do it with just 7. You probably won't be able to. This attack does 100 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So you'll do 10 damage to the active and 100 damage to each benched. If he has 5 Pokemon there, that's 500 damage. If they already have any damage on them, you're definitely going to get a KO. So this is definitely a strong card if it can get set up. 180 damage per Super Splash is not too shabby, and that 300 HP is going to keep us quite healthy for quite a while. At least 3 hits. I don't think there's anything that can OKO. That can just one-shot you straight up off the bat unless it's an ability or a GX attack of something, and usually those GX attacks take time to set up. So Magikarp and Wailord-GX, the primary attacker for this deck. We're only going to be running 2 of them because you're probably only going to be able to get 1 on the field and charge them up because of the expensive energy costs. So that's something to keep in mind. So we're just going to run 2 of those. The other GX card for this deck, and I think one of the bread and butter tools for this deck, is the Keldeo-GX. Nice full art Keldeo here with the 170 HP water type. We're mainly running this Pokemon for 2 things here. We're running it for the Resolute Blade GX, the Pure Heart, and the Sonic Edge isn't too bad either. So let's take a look at this. Pure Heart ability. If you already don't know this, Keldeo-GX has been one of the most annoying Pokemon in this GX Tag Team GX meta game right now. So, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's GX or Pokemon EX. So that's right, any Pokemon GX or GX Tag Team simply cannot attack this Pokemon. He's not going to get damaged, he's not going to get affected by their attacks, so he is a GX immune. We are running 2 of him in this deck, and he's going to serve as one of our other standard attackers if we can't get that Wailord or Blastoise or Volcanion out there. So, Sonic Edge, for 2 water and a standard, you do 110 damage. This attack's damage, isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can get through the effects there and do 110 damage, and if your opponent's running a GX, he can't attack you, so you're going to be free hitting. And for most GXs, I think you should be able to 2-hit them. For most tag teams, I think it's going to take about 3 attacks with that Sonic Edge. And if he does have a GX out there, he's not going to be able to attack you, and while he sets up something to try and handle your Keldeo, you'll definitely get a couple of turns to pull some attacks off there. Let's take a look at his GX attack. Resolute Blade GX. This attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and it costs the same as their Sonic Edge with 2 water and 1 standard. So, if your opponent has a full bench, this works out well. Just like the rest of our cards here, the Wailord is a bench damage Pokemon with his GX attack. The Keldeo is a Resolute Blade with his GX attack. So in any game where you think you need to one-shot one of their tag team Pokemon, or you just don't have enough energies on your Wailord, or you're not looking to use him for your GX attack just because 8 energies is going to take way too long and it's not that kind of a game, then 2 Keldeos on your bench does great. You have one of them charged up, you have time to charge the other one, and you can fight your opponent's GX Pokemon without taking any damage. So really good. Really good to have in this deck. I think he is your staple support slash secondary attacker here. Let's take a look. Jirachi. Oh, Jirachi. Need I say more about this card? He has been prominent in almost every serious deck out there that doesn't have any other way to get trainer cards. One steering your turn, if you don't know this ability already, one steering your turn, Stellar Wish. This Pokemon, before your attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a trainer card you find there, and put it in your hand. Then shuffle the other cards back into your deck, and this Pokemon is now asleep. So, he draws you a free trainer card, which is an extra draw every turn if you have him as your active. And we're running 2 of him. So normally he would fall asleep, and that would be kind of bad for us because we can't retreat him. He's only has 70 HP, so he's probably going to get killed. But we run the handy dandy Escape Board. The retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 1 less, and it can retreat even if it's asleep or paralyzed. So, Jirachi is your free retreat, free trainer pickup. Ideally, you want to get both of them on your bench, get both of them with escape boards. And if you're doing that, make sure you save enough space for your Blastoise, your Wailord, and potentially your Keldeo. So, that's why we're only going to run 2, because optimally we don't need more than 2 Jirachis in here. Alright, let's move on to the remaining Pokemon before we finish the strategies for this deck. Anyway, we have 3 Squirtles. I have 1 with Floating Shell in here because honestly we have just the 1 stadium card, so it really depends on the opponent's stadium card. And I have 2 with Bubble. I'm considering running 3 with Bubble just because he has 10 more HP, and also Coin Flip Paralysis for 1 water in a pinch situation early game. So that's your that's Squirtle for you. You got 3 of them, and we're running 3 Blastoise. No Wartortle, which is the primary joke for this deck. We're calling it Warlord, Wartortle, Wailord, but no Wartortle. So Squirtles, 3 Blastoise, and we are running the Blastoise with the powerful Squall ability. This Blastoise is a stage 2 water type with 160 HP. The ability Powerful Squall. 1 steering your turn. Before your attack, you may look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach any number of water energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. This is why we're playing this card. This is what is going to help our Wailord get his energy acceleration. Shake and splash, as I like to call it. You shake your Blastoise up, grab some extra energies. With this deck, I haven't had a problem getting 3, sometimes 2 energies a turn, so that's great. In addition to the 1 energy you're going to be attaching most of the time, so you're looking at either 3 or 4 energies attaching every turn. That means that Wailord can get powered up really quickly for that GX attack, or you can power up a Keldeo, multiple Keldeos, even power up the Blastoise himself, Hydro Tackle. For 3 energies, 3 water energies, this Pokemon does 150 damage and also does 30 damage to itself in recoil, but 150 damage with 160 HP for a basic Pokemon, I mean a non-GX, not a basic rather, a non-GX, so you're only losing 1 prize card for him. That's really good. That is really, really good. So, here we're running 3 of these Blastoise. We want to get at least 1 on the bench for his Powerful Squall, so we can Squall every turn, accelerate our energies, and yeah, just start doing damage as soon as possible. Volcanion Prism. Volcanion Prism. Ooh, he is the catalyst for this deck. He is very, very important to us, and we are really going to cross our fingers and hope he doesn't get prized, because you can only run one prism card of each type per deck. So let's take a look at this card. Volcanion Prism Star. For basic Pokemon, 160 HP water type, Sauna Blast. For 3 water energies, he does 100 damage to the active Pokemon, and also 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That is right. So if you get the Volcanion Prism as your starter, I would put him out right away, get those energies on him, and start doing that nice splash bench damage to set up for our Wailord here. And then eventually, if you get him worn down enough, one towering splash should net you multiple prizes in a turn. Hopefully you can close out the game like that. That's the ideal strategy we want to be going for with this deck. Putting up the Volcanion Prism, setting up our Blastoise, having one Keldeo on the deck, having a Jirachi on the deck, and then charging our energies out. Also, the key thing about this Volcanion Prism, I don't know if people have noticed, but Jet Geyser. In a meta where gusting is very hard to do apart from custom catchers, and in a deck where you can't run that many cards because we need energies, Jet Geyser comes super handy. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may discard a water energy card from your hand. If you do, your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. So, it's not a Guzma, you don't pick the opponent's Pokemon, but you still get to switch out. So if he's running a bulky Tag Team GX, you want to knock out one of their other weaker Pokemon, this is a great way to do it. Don't worry about losing the energy cards, because we have ways to get them back into our deck, and then shake and splash with our Blastoise's ability. So, Volcanion Prism, super duper important. So our main, all of our Pokemon are basically support lineups for either the Wailord, and then if you have the Wailord Keldeo, everything else is a support lineup for them. So that's the Pokemon lineup here. Let's take a quick look at the trader cards, the items, and the supporters. And then we'll get to the energies. We are running a high energy count in this deck because we do want a lot of energies. But start attacking quickly, abuse the Keldeo against their GX Pokemon, abuse the Wailord by stacking multiple energies with our Blastoise. There is a factor of luck with the powerful Squall, because look at the top 6 cards. We really want all 6 to be water energies, but you know that's not going to happen. So yeah, there's a little bit of luck there. That's why we are running more water energies. Okay. So, Cherish Ball. I don't need to explain this card. Grab a GX. We have 4 GX cards in here. We have 4 Cherish Balls. And then we have 2 Pokécoms in order to swap one of those extra GXs for either the Blastoise or the Volcanion Prism Star early on. So just 2. That really should be good. I don't think we need a 3rd here. If we do, we'll edit that out. This has worked out well. So this current setup has worked out pretty well for me the last few games that I've played. So let's take a look at the next card. Energy Recycler. Boy, do I love this card, and that's why we have 2 shinies here. Energy Recycler. Shuffle 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. That is super awesome. It's an item card. That means you can play that and a supporter on your turn. It's not Fisherman, not the supporter card, which lets you get 4 energies into your hand, but 5 energies back into your deck. We're running 2 of them. And that's super important, because for our Blastoise to be successful, we want energies in our deck and not in our hand. So if you're discarding multiple energies with your Volcanion Prism early, if you're retreating your Keldeos, retreating your Blastoise, retreating your Volcanion, losing energies, don't worry. Don't worry. It's not the end of the world. We're running 2 Energy Recyclers. We can get them back. We're running a high energy count. You should be good. There's really no issues here. Rare Candy. We're running 4 of them because we're running the 3/3 Squirtle Blastoise, but with no Wartortle. So I don't want to run the single Wartortle and just chance on getting that out of the, already 6 prize cards, getting minus and the 54 cards left, 7 cards in your hand. I don't like those odds. So instead, we're just going to run 4 Rare Candy. Hope we pick up a Squirtle. I hope we can Pokécom in a Blastoise, and then we can Rare Candy, or hopefully we get the Blastoise in our hand. 4 Rare Candy in case one or 2 of them gets prized by accident, and then you still have 2 in your deck to keep you healthy. Switch Raft. I love this card. Oh my. Switch your active water Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, heal 30 damage from the Pokemon you move to your bench. super handy, especially because this Blastoise hits itself for 30 damage. It can throw off your opponent's damage calculations if they're trying to kill your Wailord, because he's already pretty tanky as it is. And then you can also just retreat your Keldeos. It's a free switch. A little bit more energy conservation for us. We're running 4 of them. They're super useful. There are a lot of situations where I've seen where you'll get Volcanion, but you want to save him after taking some damage, so you can have the gusting with the Jet Geyser. And then you want to put in either Keldeo in play, or maybe you got a Blastoise and you want to put in a Wailord in play. You don't want to lose 3 whole energies for the retreat cost. So Switch Raft, super useful. Since we're running all water types except for the Jirachi, we're not really concerned about healing, and he's going to have the Escape Board, so we are good. So Switch Raft for all these Pokemon. 1 Viridian Forest. I really want to run 1 more Viridian Forest, but we are in a Stadium War meta, and I could run 1, 2, even 3 Viridian Forests, and I think I would still get out stadiumed here. So since we have the Blastoise, since we have a high energy count, we're going to be relying on that to draw his energies versus the Viridian, but we're going to have 1 in there just in case they throw out a Shrine of Punishment or something nasty like that. And then we also have the Lusamine to get that 1 back. If this doesn't work, worst case scenario, we'll add 1 more Viridian Forest and maybe decrease something else, maybe just get rid of a water energy or something and just run 16. So that is the stadium cards for this deck. 3 Bills Analysis. I really like this card for this deck. It's your main way of drawing trainer or item cards or whatever you need from the deck. So in case you have a Squirtle Blastoise in your hand, you need that Rare Candy. Your Volcanion's about to die, you need that Switch Raft. You have a Cherish Ball, you need a Pokécoms. Bills Analysis will do all that. Have a bad hand, grab a Cynthia. Need to get rid of some of the opponent's Pokemon, grab a Cyrus Prism. But a lot of versatility there, running 3 of those. That's worked out well so far. We'll see if we need the 4th in there or not. Same with the Cynthia, 3 Cynthias. We'll see if we need the 4th in there or not, and we can make some changes. Maybe swap out a Fan Club for a Cynthia, but I really like 3 Fan Club in there because most of the pet Pokemon we're trying to get out here are basics, except for the Blastoise. So Fan Club is super useful early game to help you set up quickly here. So back to Cyrus Prism Star. If you don't know what this card already does, super useful. You can only play this card if your active Pokemon is a Water Pokemon or Steel Pokemon. We have both, so we will always be able to play Cyrus Prism Star. Your opponent chooses 2 bench Pokemon and shuffles the others and all cards attached to them into your deck. Into their deck, sorry. This is a situational card. Like most of these Prism card supporters, you want to play it if you don't have a full setup with your Wailord or Volcanion where you're not doing damage to their bench Pokemon, and also if they have a lot of bench Pokemon ready to go, set up and ready to attack, or if they're running Pokemon like Zeraora or Silvally, which give them free retreat. You throw this out, they only get to keep 2 of their, potentially 5 bench Pokemon, so they'll have to shuffle the rest back, and that is a really hard choice to make if you're running a lot of like supporter-based comps or things like that. Another stadium Pokemon, not stadium Pokemon, another stadium card you could run in this is Lysander Labs, but you'd have to be super duper careful on how you use it. If you're not running Jirachi in that game, maybe you can pop that out and just smash all of the opponents like Escape Boards, and because Jirachi Escape Board is nice for us, but it's not essential for this deck, so there's a potential way to just get around it by playing a Lysander and then stalling your opponent's Escape Boards, spell tags, U-turn boards. I see that working. You just have to be really smart in how you play it. So Cyrus Prism Star is good for that, and then that other stadium card suggestion is something you guys can try. Let me know how that works out for you. Lusamine. Put 2 in any combination of stadium and supporter cards from your discard pile into your hand. So you play your Viridian. If it gets stomped, you stall, and then eventually grab the Viridian and play it back on a turn, or you can just grab any other supporter card. Maybe you need an extra Bills, maybe you need an extra Cynthia, all good. 1 Lusamine in there, super good for us. 3 Pokemon Fan Club, I already explained why. Most of the Pokemon we're running are basics. Need the Fan Club, draw them out early, get the Squirtle down, get the Rare Candy Blastoise, play that out, get your energies rolling, and accelerate way faster than your opponent. Escape Board, already explained, for the Jirachi, and 17 Water Energy because of the high energy count required for this deck. So, I hope that covers most of the basic strategy and the deck list for this. If you have any questions or concerns, throw them in the comments and I'll try to answer them for you. But apart from that, this is a really fun deck to play. I suggest putting it together. It's really fun, makes use of that Magikarp Wailord, who we haven't seen that much play of post-rotation because of the loss of things like Nest Ball, things like Ultra Ball. It's hard to draw some of these cards out. I think there was a deck that was running Wailord and Wooper with those previously mentioned items. So, but yeah, give this a shot. I hope you guys enjoy playing this deck. I hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Hopefully we'll get some gameplay of this coming up soon. So take it easy. Have a good day, good night to you all wherever you are. Pokemon trainers, Pokemon fans, have fun playing this Wailord, Warlord GX deck. Signing off.